Hello, this is Dave, and welcome to Equity Story. Just having a quick look at the ASX 200, and I think there you go. There's the daily chart. We had a good move up earlier in the day, just testing above that, just below that 5,800 level. Again, we came back, settled the day slightly lower, but I think pretty respectful share price action. And again, that sort of just move this that weekly chart looking very good, and certainly for me looking very, very bullish. Obviously, the catalyst of this is the Dow, and just having a look at the Dow, the other week I did draw some trend lines. I've had a few people sort of phoning in asking me a little bit more about trend lines, but you can see since 2011 we held that pretty nice, I think pretty bullish obviously channel, and then we broke out of it in August 2015, and just this week we're just sort of really breaking through it, and I think it looks really bullish. We do want to hold this sort of price action by the end of the week, so I think I'll be even more happy if we can hold around sort of 20,400 by Friday evening, but I think that's looking really bullish, and if we can hold this sort of price action on the Dow, there's no reason our market can't keep heading higher. At the moment, like I said, all we can do at Equity Story is just follow the charts. There's too much craziness out there to try and really predict too much, but I think if we follow the charts, they're going to certainly look after us pretty well. What I would say is just importantly looking at the trending stocks, had some quite interesting, another really interesting day definitely, and I think I won't go through them all, but certainly the pick of the trending ones at the moment. I certainly really like the look of where corporate travel's moving. So I had that move down and sort of bouncing off those trend lines. But certainly the interesting one is TWE. How can a company, I don't know, double their profits? I think by 100, well, the profits rose by about 132%. Their revenue grew, and the stock gets sold down. It's just the way the market moves at the moment. It doesn't worry me at all. We're back to more or less where we paid for it. We could have taken 4% out of TWE today. I decided not to because I think we can get more money out of it. This is a fantastic company. The report was amazing. Maybe today it was just a question of maybe one of the funds deciding to use this good announcement as a good time to sell some stock and take some profits. And if that is the case, then great. It's given obviously a chance for a lot of people to get back into what I think is a really good story. Certainly, if you read the report, fantastic earnings growth, fantastic profits growth, and they did, a lot of their profits were grown in the States. So the CEO is going to be spending a lot more time in America, and really the States and China, I think, had really, really strong growth, and there's no reason this growth can't continue even for next year. The company's P now is around sort of 33. I think for a company growing its earnings as strongly as TWE, I think that's respectful. And interestingly, they reckon TWE, they've got about $140 million of savings in the next 2-3 years from all their sort of the synergies with their recent acquisitions. So I think it's a great story. For me, this has got a lot further to run, and there you go. There's a sort of long-term chart. There's nothing wrong with that. And even like I said on the short-term chart, had this sort of funny little spike down here, but although it's got what we call a bit of a tombstone candle, it's held that sort of bullish trend line. So I think this is will go higher over the next few weeks, and certainly I think there's going to be a lot of analysts putting out some pretty bullish target prices on TWE after that announcement. So the market does move in a pretty peculiar way, and obviously they proved it today with TWE. But certainly if you're not in TWE, I think today's price action has given you a chance to get into this trend. And in fact, what an excellent opportunity, especially with such a good report. And generally speaking, the trending stocks did pretty well today, so I won't go through those too much. I think we should look at some 3-year growth stocks that we haven't looked at for a while, and certainly some of the pick of the bunch is Money3 MNY. I think it looks absolutely stunning on the charts. Looks very, very strong. And again, that this is a great sort of daily short-term price movement. You want to see this really consistent swing, and I'm hoping that we could have something similar to that again. Here we are moving very nicely. I think this has got further to run. Money 3, and I think it looks very, very good. Appen, you just got to go back to the. It's funny. Charts do move in different ways, and you see them differently. I see certain charts much better on weeklies than others. I see better on dailies. It's really quite bizarre, and I certainly see Appen on this weekly looking really bullish. What a great little story! Bang, came back last week, touched that sort of really quite aggressive short-term moving average and bounced back up really quickly, and now bouncing above that sort of bullish little red line. I think it looks absolutely fantastic, and for me this is the perfect setup to go higher over the next few weeks. Again, A2 Milk, this is another classic stock that I just read this one really well from a weekly chart. Quite predictable, it tends to follow the 9s, the 13s, something we look at, and you can see here a little bit your 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, then goes sideways, and you got your 9s again, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, and changes direction again. And now we're starting to move up again, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and what I like to do is jump if I get this, 7, 8, and I think this has got another really good green week before. It is going to pull back. This is what stocks do. They have a run, people take a bit of profits, they come down again, people will buy up again, and it's just how they have this natural sort of swinging motion. But I think it looks very, very good, A2 Milk, and happy to obviously be holding it long term. And again, like I said, if you've got a short-term approach, I think this has got another week in it. Elders, again, I think that chart looks fantastic, but even so, this short-term chart looks very, very good. Again, holding more or less that swing high, should come around about this and then start working its way up again. We're expecting a dividend for the first time for a while from Elders. Great company, I think. Again, not overly overvalued at all. One company also I think is looking good. It hasn't been a great performer for us since we put it on, but Blackmores, for me, it's obviously had this big sell down. A lot about this was a lot to do with the sort of China, the issues in China that Bellamy's have had, and I think it just killed a lot of sentiment in their stock. But Blackmore's starting to really find a base, starting to pick up, and again coming back, it's starting to look very, very good. I think if Blackmore's can get over sort of 123, 124, bang. I think it's basically from this level here, say 125 on a weekly. I think it's pretty clear skies back up to that 150 level. I think that's all I've really got to talk about tonight on Equity Story. I think there's 4 of our 3-year growth stories, I think, looking very, very appealing. And again, the trending stocks are doing well. I'm happy also today we added Downer. I'll just tell you why we added it. Had a big chat about this with Coppets midweek. He was so impressed with the report this company put out last week. He said, Dave, this is going higher. I said, yeah, looks good. I think we definitely should be looking to trend it. What a fantastic, firstly, what a great long-term chart. But again, this short-term chart had that big spike up on that fantastic announcement, went as high as nearly $7.50, came back, found a little bit of support, and bang, up she goes again. We're in here, and I think this one is, I think the stock's going higher over the next few weeks, and I think we'll do very well from Downer. Anyway, that's all I've got to talk about tonight in the Equity Story. I look forward to bringing you this report tomorrow night, and thank you very much for listening. Good night.